You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe, and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Thanks for checking out this recording on Lone Star Community Radio. This is Dick, the General Manager of Lone Star Community Radio, and I wanted to give you a quick reminder of what's going on with us for the month of September. A new show has been added to our lineup. The Good News with Ted Cox is going to be on Tuesdays from 1 to 3 p.m. during our talk block. And also joining the talk block is going to be Mornings with Lone Star. Every weekday from 10 to 11 a.m., Mornings with Lone Star will extend their normal programming from music into talk. That's right. Starting from now on, from 8 to 11 a.m., Mornings with Lone Star. First 2 hours, music, talk, fun. And then from 10 to 11, more nitty-gritty talk radio for you. Also extending their time slot is going to be our favorite Saturday morning show, Grit and Grace. They're going to be extending their hours from 8 to 10 a.m. every Saturday morning for you. Also, the last reminder is we still have plenty of talk slots available for those who want to be a talk show host and also volunteer DJs for music. If you're interested in those kind of things, please let the studio know at lscrstudios@gmail.com or call the station at the message line at 936-647-3776. Thanks again for checking out Lone Star Community Radio, and I hope you enjoyed the show.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
You are back. Mornings with Lone Star with Dick and Skippy, and in the talk block, we got Jake sitting across from us. Interesting choice of bumper music, Dick. Why did we choose Willie Nelson's On the Road Again?
Because we're having AAA on the phone at 10:15 this morning.
Daniel from AAA.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's listening on the streaming service yet.
The American Automobile Association, also known as the Illuminati.
This is true.
I'm just kidding.
We did warn Daniel that we love AAA. I mean, we truly do, but we have questions about how it can remain afloat after all these years. When we have
Well, I kind of just answered that question when we were doing our research.
Uh-huh.
So they reportedly have 55 million members, and if each member is paying minimum $100 a year.
Hold on, let me get on my.
That doesn't include the new members, because I do have a new member special. If you're a new member, you get it for I think it's like $70. Okay. Dan will know that.
Hold on, I'm counting on my fingers. Be quiet.
Oh, sorry.
Carry the zero. That's $5.5 billion
a year.
A year
Minimum.
And that's just for membership fees. But the question is, I pay my $100. What do I get?
Well, you get the world.
I get the world,
Sean.
right? If I pay $200, do I get the second level handshake and the cloak of power?
One thing I wish we could ask Dan. I doubt he knows this, but it's more of like, what's the most ridiculous phone call you've ever has AAA ever gotten? Because I could totally see AAA getting phone calls that are like, "Hey, can you drive me to this place?" I mean, isn't that what you guys do? Or it's more of like, I'm stuck under a bridge. Can you guys get me out of the bridge or my car? Do you think they get you out of water? Like if I crashed into a lake, will they come? I guess they kind of have to, don't they? I mean, I wonder.
I think Daniel's prepped for this. We kind of gave him a heads up that we'd be talking.
There's got to be difficult situations that AAA can't handle.
Well, we're going to find out.
I wonder if they do bail, if they bail people out.
Oh, that would be good. As you get a little writer and for the platinum membership, hold out the, hey, I'm a AAA member. Well, come on now.
That's great. No, but I am excited about talking to Daniel about it. AAA is a great organization here. It's been involved in this country for over 100 years. And especially been a part of the political sphere, too. Not as in support. It's more of legislation and voicing a concern on certain types of roadside or speed limit. Look at the history of it. They've been
many
there.
presidential councils. If there have been big safety pushes for road safety, you can bet the AAA is behind them.
Yeah. So, of course, with that in mind, there's always two sides to that coin. One thing I see that they've supported are red light cameras, which is interesting. I wouldn't mind. I doubt Daniel knows a little bit about that, because Daniel works for AAA membership, I believe, that area. So he's going to know all about it. If you have questions for Daniel about membership, write in MW Lone Star at Facebook, or really that's really the only way we're going to be able to do it, because we're on the phone.
Or if you know our private cell phones, just text us. Dick's number is
91. No.
Area code 911-444.
We should just give Daniel's number. Here, just call him. Just
call
call
Daniel
Daniel
direct.
That's great. But no, I'm really looking forward to having him. He's going to be on here at 10:15. Starting out that, this whole morning we talked about the kneeling thing. I'm glad we have Jake in because we can promote a show on Wednesday. Jake from Sports Talk, he's going to kind of talk a little bit more sports angle on the whole NFL kneeling thing. Now, one thing I have a question for Jake because Jake is a huge NFL fan. I don't know if it's by choice anymore. I think he just he just gets absorbed with it. But Jake, as a fan of the NFL, and people who know the NFL know, even people at Jake's age, because Jake is younger, he still knows. He still knows a little bit of the history of the NFL.
Well, I know a lot of the history.
Well, with this in mind, because we kind of talked about the ridiculousness of fines that they do fine you for, and then when the NFL takes a statement or does the statement like we're going to support all this kind of stuff, we're not going to do anything, fire or replace whatever Donald Trump was saying. But why do you think they say that, but then they fine you for writing number 21 on your eye patch for supporting a dead player? Why do you think they decide? Because to me, it's...
Well, and again, if you go back, and you can always see the archived versions of my show on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes at Jake from Sports Talk.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, I talked about this with the ruling on the Ezekiel Elliott situation. Now, what he did is completely separate, but Roger Goodell has so much power in this league to where he is judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah.
And therefore, he has the ability to fine and do whatever he really wants. So there's no real explanation or answer or response to that question other than that he just has the power to do what he wants to do whenever he wants to do it and whatever he feels is best. Now, he came out with Trump and opposed this heavily, and him and the other coaches and the owners, they all came out, and even Robert Kraft, which he's the owner of the New England Patriots, known, longtime good friend of Donald Trump, came out and said, look, this is extremely divisive, and it just has no place within our workplace. And then they turn around and they fine a New York Giants player for celebrating. They fine him $21,000 for celebrating in the end zone inappropriately. So it is. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's strange. I was just trying to understand.
I wish I had a better answer other than Roger Goodell has all the power in the world when it comes to that sport, and he can do whatever he wants to do. There's no guidelines. There's no rules that say, you can't, or you have to fine this player for a certain amount for doing this, or you can't fine this player for doing that.
And unfortunately, or fortunately for all these players doing the kneeling, there wasn't really a mandate saying, hey, we don't care about it. Because there is something for gang signs and being associated with what they interpret as like a hot topic in a sense.
Correct. And you can't use weapons, like fake weapons. You can't fake shoot a bow and arrow in your celebration or you'll get fined, like that's said. But like the NBA has a policy that you must stand for the national anthem. And that was it. That was there before the whole kneeling thing, but the NFL has never had anything that said, you have to stand for the national anthem or you can't kneel.
You think they would after taking all that money from the Defense Department and other suspicious activities the government has given them?
Well, and that's the funny thing is I'm interested in why Trump is attacking the NFL and how much money and revenue the NFL brings in, not just for itself, but also, in the markets. Look at all the restaurants that benefit from it, all the mom-and-pop bars.
It's probably some power move so they won't go back to their nonprofit status, so they don't have to pay all that money. Well, they still contribute a lot to different areas in the community. But
Jay, quick question, because obviously the Texans, I guess you could say Texas proud or something, they all linked arms, no one took a knee. Yet, if I'm remembering correctly, the owner actually released a statement lambasting the president over his statement. Mm-hmm. So I find that nice that they were able to separate. This is not an we hate Trump, take a knee thing, which is just everything. We hate Trump. What are we going to do today? so that the you can protest someone who in particular, but not disrespecting.
Well, so how did y'all receive the actions this Sunday? Because I took it.
I didn't even watch it. I don't care.
Some of the teams it was more. Okay, we're anti-Trump here on this, and some of this was, hey, we're supporting our players and our fellow, soldiers, teammates, and we're gonna, like the Texans, they made a giant link, and it's showing unity and everything like that. I saw that more, but where like the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't even come out of their locker room. They stayed in their locker
Well,
room.
that one guy did.
Well, he came out because he's a veteran, and
So no one booed him.
no one booed him. He feels and he made a statement. He said, I feel the right to that, or a need to go and salute the flag and the national anthem, and for all those that I fought alongside and died, that died alongside me, and then he said, but I'm not criticizing anybody out there that chooses to kneel during the national anthem.
I am kind of surprised that someone with that kind of background with it, no one else went out with him.
Yeah,
Out of all the players, of all the staff,
Yeah.
like not one person's like, you know what, I like that. Let me go with you, and I'll do it with you. I'm surprised by that.
it's interesting.
Well, I mean, it's especially with an organization that is private, and then it's but it's works in the public all the time. I mean, you can argue all day about cities building stadiums for this organization, about their tax exemptions, and also just kind of like the overall dirty practices the NFL does. But it's funny that they choose to talk about this because this is something they don't need any more bad press. They don't. I mean, it's going to get worse and worse as the studies of CTE get out, even if they're not correct or whatever. But still, the headline's always going to be, of course, football causes brain injury.
And the only counter argument I would make there, and I'll say this before I'll preface this, I think the NFL is going to see a decline within the next 5 years, and you're going to see a big drop within the next 5 years. But look at all the bad press Roger Goodell's had and the NFL's had over the last 10 years.
Really, what happens is it's going to restructure the NFL.
But they've gotten stronger. They've made more money over the last 10 years in TV deals and jersey sales and ticket sales, everything.
Yeah, so I mean, like they're going to restructure to where they still get that money, but they have to shift some things.
I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of people start to get disgusted and fed up with it.
That's what I'm saying. They're still going to be around. People are still going to watch football.
Yeah, but it's not going to be what it. And we're 50 years away from
that actually
hitting cool.
Well, I was telling Sean, I go, one of my favorite things about these kind of situations is the look back, the follow up. I like following up on this. Like, I wonder what's going to happen in 100 years from now. How did society really accept it? Because you can really tell. It takes like 50 years to really tell this kind of situation. What impact did it really have on the organization, also on the people? And I mean, it's people still hate San Diego, because the Chargers moved. They're always going to hate that.
Same with Oakland.
So it's just.
Speaking of that, and I know you're a hockey fan, and I don't want to take over with sports and everything, but
we're going to come onto your show.
You mean Jake from Sports Talk doesn't want to talk about sports?
Have you seen the new Vegas team, hockey team?
The Knights?
No, they're not the Knights. They're the Golden Knights.
Okay.
And I hate the fact that they put golden in front of it. Like, just be.
I guarantee you, some dude who's the PR guy for Las Vegas, we gotta be gold.
No,
gotta be gold.
Well, okay, you got the. If they were the Ducks, you would laugh, but you got the mighty Ducks. Okay, so I'm just saying,
Well, no, they're the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah, but they were the Mighty Ducks originally.
Well, and people still call them the Mighty Ducks, but they don't say it like it's not on their jersey, the Mighty Ducks. The Golden Knights, yes, I understand, and I'm pretty sure it has something to do with Gold Nugget. Come on, really, just leave Golden out of it. I mean, no.
I'm more interested to see is how their ticket sales go consistently. Because wasn't there some percentage they pulled out where X amount of people were visiting Las Vegas other than living in Las Vegas? And trying to find a solid season ticket buyer would be almost like the only people buying season tickets are basically corporations, because as a bonus of going to Las Vegas for whatever, you get a ticket to the Golden Knights. So I'm really interested because this is the first team Las Vegas has had in a while, right?
Well, no, this will be their first team that Las Vegas has had in any professional sport.
I mean, so I'm really interested to see.
NFL will start there next year with the Raiders, and that's what I thought. They picked the Knights. I thought that was perfect. They should have gone with the black and gray and silver.
So what's the NFL team called?
It's the Oakland Raiders, which are black and silver, and they're transferring from Oakland to Las Vegas.
So they're going to be called Las Vegas Raiders?
The Las Vegas Raiders. So they should have had a professional sports team theme of black and silver. I thought that would have looked awesome, and it's kind of, dark because Vegas.
It's the Golden Nuggets.
Yeah, Golden Knights. But
yeah, Nugget Night,
The Nuggets, a basketball team. Golden Nuggets.
Oh, is that who they are? Okay, yeah. I'm getting better. At least I knew that there was a team.
Well, we're learning a lot. Hey, we got to take a break, folks, because coming up next, we're going to be talking to Daniel of AAA.
Illuminati representative.
And Yeah, let's not say that. I'm really looking forward to having a conversation. Check out AAA online as we're talking to Daniel if you want to contribute to the conversation. MW Lone Star on Facebook, or Mornings with Lone Star. Stick around. We want to say a special thanks to our show's sponsor today, Conroe Coffee.
Thank you.
Check them out. They're next door. I don't know their exact address, but I know it's not 208 because that's us. So thanks
They're
for tuning in.
204, actually. I looked it up.
All right, 204 North Main. Delicious coffee, all that good stuff. Thank you for sponsoring the show. We'll be right back. Coming up next is some AAA.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936 Conroe C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com. And we're back on Mornings with Lone Star here at irlonestar.com with Dick
And
Skippy
Skippy.
and Jake from Sports Talk. I love when Jake kind of comes in towards the end of the shows because, folks, again, we are listening to Mornings with Lone Star from 8 to 10, and we do music and fun, and then from 10 to 11, we do the nitty-gritty, which I'm excited about because it allows us to talk to people in more in-depth, which includes Daniel from AAA, and he's
Hey.
on the line with us. Daniel, are you there?
I am. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Daniel. Just to let you know who's on the line with us, we have Skippy, and that's not me. I'm Dick.
I'm Skippy.
And then we have Jake, who is out of the conversation. He's working right now, but Jake is giving you a nod. Hello, Daniel. And so we're excited about having you on the air. Now, just to kind of give the audience an understanding where this started, I personally had this theory about AAA being the Illuminati, something along that ground, because I've had you guys and I've used you guys. I'm a member. And I just can't understand financially all the things you do, especially for the history. Y'all been around for like 100 years. Of
Yeah,
how
since
y'all are,
1902.
yeah, it's crazy how long y'all been around and how y'all are able to stay afloat with all the cool stuff you've had. Because I know growing up with my family, the reason I'm a member is because my father and my mother were members, and all the trips we took, without fail, we would have the books from AAA, the maps, and everything pretty much guided out by AAA, and then like one way or another, like the hotel we stayed at, all those kind of things. So you guys have so much power, and I want to know what do y'all use this power for? Is it good or is it evil?
You know, we do a lot of good in the community, Dick. But something you kind of pointed out there is you got a membership kind of handed down to you from your parents, and that's kind of one of the reasons why AAA has been around for so long. Is because it is something that, is handed down through generations, that AAA membership. And it's, very important for parents who think about their teen drivers and they want to make sure that their teen is safe on the road. And that AAA membership comes along with all sorts of resources and information to make sure that your teen is safe when they're driving on the road. So it's something that's very important to families, and that's one of the reasons why AAA is going as strong as it is more than 100 years later.
Well, I mean, I totally agree with the situations or scenarios anyone faces while driving. I know with me, it was when I called my parents, the parents were like, "Why are you calling me? Call AAA. Like, why are you calling me?" And a lot of times, and that's what people have told me, was they have AAA, and they've been members for 15-plus years, but they never call you because they always call their family first for help, for like, tire or whatever. And so, I mean, I know that's free money in a sense, but I know me, I always called you guys. But it's wonderful that you guys offer a service. Now, a quick question for you now that we can promote it. Is there any deals going on for AAA membership?
So I was looking online because sometimes, it can change a little bit. But right now our classic membership is $49, and then there's a one-time fee that goes along with that. So, if you think about it, you use roadside service once a year, that pays for your membership right there. So, and then, of course, the membership, we're known for roadside service, but there's a lot more than just roadside service. We also have insurance, travel and discounts, member information, education, as well as we're involved in traffic safety and promoting traffic safety throughout the community.
And one thing folks who are listening right now might not recognize, but I really encourage you to check out the history of AAA, because you guys have been involved with legislation and also helping communities to basically require a safer driving area. And Skippy, what do you want to say?
Well, yeah, I noticed, Daniel, a couple things. First off, you may want to check your membership record. So you may not know Dick is actually Richard the Fourth. So he's the fourth person in this family with this name. They may have been trying to pass themselves off as one person.
Oh, totally. We always get found out.
There may be fraud here. So now you've got 55.
We're going to have to look into that, Dick.
Right. But on the other hand, you've got 55 million people plus. Maybe you can cut Dick a little slack here on the fraud. But
yeah, 57 million actually.
57 million. Holy cow.
Well, we better go into Wikipedia and change that.
Yeah, we're going to change it on Wikipedia. I noticed you guys are Florida based. Did you guys have power? You get flooded? You're all okay there?
So we have different clubs across the country, and so AAA Texas actually is the headquarters is based in the DFW area. Of course, we have branches in the Houston area as well, and offices throughout the state.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. So yeah, you missed all the fun Harvey stuff too. But as Dick was talking about, 1920, you guys started the first school safety program for driving.
Yes. In fact, we just did our back to school campaign, and basically it encourages whether kids are walking or biking to school, to have parents to have a conversation with their kids and talk about how to properly walk to school, do that safely. And one of the reasons we do that is because in the afternoon, that time right after school lets out is one of the most dangerous times for child pedestrians. And so that's one of the reasons why we started that program, and it's been going strong. And we have several traffic safety programs aimed at educating kids, small children, all the way up through seniors. So we have a program called Carpet, which I'm actually planning, and we do that in the Houston area as well as in the DFW area. And that is a program where we partner with a few other organizations, and we make it easier for seniors to fit in their car and so that they can enjoy driving as long as possible.
But while maintaining that safety factor too, because my 94-year-old stepdad, there is no way in hell he's getting behind the wheel of a car ever again. But
that's a conversation that you have to have. But it's something that as long as someone is able to safely drive, we would like them to be able to enjoy it as long as possible and as safe as possible.
Awesome. Daniel, I'm older, I think, than Dick and Jake put together. I'm in my 50s, and they're wee little bairns here.
That might be true.
And I think it is true. So, I grew up AAA my whole life, too. And I remember, I'd had family in California or New Mexico, so I'd do the road trip, and I'd call AAA, and you guys would send me this awesome spiral-bound booklet with pull-out maps and when to pull over and potty break areas and I may be hallucinating this, but I think even maybe possible speed traps. Is those services, are they still offered? Or are there still kind of old school people who want that map in the car with them? Or has everyone gone online? Or do you have an online or app version of this?
Well, you can go into any AAA branch, and that's called a triptych, right?
Yeah,
and
the
you
triptych.
Can speak with a travel agent, and they still offer that service, and you can stop in any AAA branch and speak to that travel agent and talk about where you want to go, and they can help you plan that out and give you some peace of mind, and I guess, just making sure that you're able to enjoy your trip as much as possible. And if you do happen to run into any trouble, then you have that AAA membership, and of course we'll come and rescue you on the side of the road if anything were to happen.
And you got to verify this for me, because, you can't believe everything you read on the internet. So AAA has a bicycle roadside assistance program. Am I reading this right?
I know that that's offered in some areas. I'd have to double check with you to see exactly.
Because that's awesome.
That's still offered in Texas, yes, but I know that in some areas that is offered.
Okay, that's cool. We got to find that one out there.
Now I know AAA is kind of known for ratings. Do you guys do local radio station ratings if you're in the town at all?
What do you mean?
If you're in
as far as
Conroe,
ratings.
listen to us.
Yeah, if you're in Conroe, 5 stars for Lone Star Community
Oh, I see.
Radio.
Just saying.
Not that I'm aware of on that, but that actually is an interesting concept. Give
Well, I mean, you guys,
a good radio station to listen to.
the data research you guys provide, like I know one thing y'all do too is y'all do gas prices average and things like that, and it's kind of amazing whoever got together and put this organization together, because all the hands you're in, and it all comes down to one thing: it's improving your experience on the road and in your communities. One thing I always try to tell people too: you can physically go to locations for AAA. This isn't all by telephone. There are several locations in Houston that I've personally gone to. So y'all still offer that kind of service for face to face, opposed to just on the phone. And all your stuff's online at AAA.com. If you want to do Texas, it's texas.AAA.com. But one question, we're gonna have to take a quick break. But when we come back, Dan, if you don't mind, I want you to talk about what the future has for AAA, because like this old man over here was talking about how you get your services through either phone or by mail, and now I bet you'll have an app. I bet in the future you're going to have a whole different slew of cool things to help folks deal with stuff. And then also I kind of want to talk about smart cars and AAA and see if you guys are involved with that. But folks, you are listening to Mornings with Lone Star here at irlonestar.com. And we're going to take a quick break. Special sponsor of the show, of course, is Conroe Coffee. Thanks to them.
We love you.
And we'll be on the phone with Daniel Moore after this break. So stick around here on Mornings with Lone Star.
And I can't wait to get on the road again.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
My love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again.
All right, you're on the road again
On the road again.
with Mornings with Lone Star. Welcome back.
Our special AAA theme song just for Daniel with AAA.
Yes, we're having a good conversation. If you're just now joining us, AAA is on the phone talking about membership and cool things they do here for you. So just thanks for sticking around. We got here till about 11 o'clock, and then we got to say goodbye. But Daniel's still on the phone. And
Yeah, we haven't
I think
scared
he's
him
still on
off
the phone.
yet.
Daniel, are you there?
I'm here.
All
Hey,
right.
Willie Nelson. That's great.
Yeah, I think he set a record for staying on the phone the longest.
Well, I'm glad you are still on the phone. We're having a good time. I know we kind of told the audience my conspiracy theories about AAA, especially with y'all's infomercials. I don't know whoever made those, but they're fantastic, and you can view them on Saturday mornings on NBC and other things like that. I'm just letting you know. I don't know if you know anything about those infomercials, Daniel, but you gotta. Can I get into one? I want to be one of the members, and what I want you to do is when it has the info bar below, it says Richard Schissler, don't know which one, member since 19, I think like 40 something.
The immortal Richard
Yeah.
Schissler. Hey, they may have a conspiracy theory about you, Dick.
No, it's true.
You
Well,
know, the member that just doesn't die.
With the amount of data they research, they probably got a red flag immediately, and they're like, this is suspicious. So, but welcome back to Mornings with Lone Star. We're sitting here with AAA. I know, but when we kind of teased, and I'm very interested to know this. I'm always wondering about the future, and that's why I thought Star Trek: The New One sucked. And even though I haven't seen it, no, I'm just kidding. With that, with AAA, what is AAA doing for the future of technology, the future of travel, basically in the United States? I know smart cars are going to be the next big thing, and is AAA going to have a smart car? Are they doing any type of community smart cars where instead of taking a taxi cab, you take a AAA car and they'll take you around town? Anything like that. So let me know, Daniel, what's AAA up to?
Well, we're monitoring what's going on with automated vehicles, and roughly 94% of serious motor vehicle crashes in the U.S. are due to dangerous choices or errors by the driver. So there is a push to make vehicles more automated. And as time goes on, I don't think you'll see it next year. You already have some of those, that technology in your vehicle, right? If you have a vehicle that's within the last 5 years.
Oh, like the commercials I've seen with they brake for you, like those commercials I've seen where they brake for you and stuff like that.
Exactly. So over time, you're going to start seeing more of those added into vehicles, and vehicles will become smarter. I think, though, it will be some time, though, and no one knows exactly how it's going to play out. There's a lot of theories, right, on what's going to happen to vehicles in the next 10, 20, 30 years, what that will look like. But there's a lot that has to happen, and, there's the federal government's looking at safety and how to implement that, and also you have the vehicle manufacturers who are working on that technology as well, implementing that technology. But then you also have to think about, well, if you have smart vehicles or automated vehicles, you have to have the infrastructure to support that. And so there's so many factors that go into that. And so we're monitoring that and what's going on with that. And, of course, keeping our members updated on that. I think we're going to have an update here in a couple weeks, actually, on some of that. So, but it's a very interesting time and an exciting time for vehicle manufacturers and those who are looking at this industry and how it's changing.
You keep mentioning safety, and I think that's awesome because in the research that I was doing, we actually do research before we get someone on the air, believe it or not.
You do.
Thank God for Google and Wikipedia and others. But it seems like, again, the first school safety program was 1920. I mean, you guys have gone in front of Congress, testified in front of Congress, got some like landmark legislation going. I'm trying to read my handwriting, the National Traffic and Motor Vehicle Safety Act of 1966. Apparently AAA was hardcore responsible for. So it's not just the maps and the routes and the tow trucks, but it's actually keeping my family alive.
Well, the real question, Daniel, what's the end game?
Top priority. I'm sorry?
What's the end game here with AAA? What's going on?
Well, I was going to say safety is top priority for our members, but if you were talking about the history of the company, and this is something I wasn't aware of until I joined the company earlier this year, but AAA was actually responsible in helping to make the first road signs, the first maps, mapping out roadways. And so there is that rich history, and that continues today. And when certain legislation is being considered, if it's something that we feel will benefit our members, then we will support it.
Cool.
It's too good to be true.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I still smell something.
Dick's got some red flags going, and I mean, here's a question you're going to have to get yourself out of this one. So AAA was founded in 1902, but like the first car really presented to for mass production, it was the Model T, and that was 1908. So it's like you knew cars were coming before they were there. So this is where the conspiracy theory starts. Do what now?
I said we have some pretty smart people that are monitoring the industry and much smarter than I am, in fact, obviously. But it's a great company, it's a great organization, and it's when you walk in to the building here in Texas, people are happy. There's great morale. And people love their jobs, and that, plays over into the service that we offer for our members and the services that we're able to provide. And I think that, when you have people who love what they do, it comes out, and including in, being able to provide better services down the road.
Well, Daniel, I know I completely agree, and I say my jokes and jests, but one thing I got to know, because you've worked there, and I don't know if you know the answer to these questions, but what is by far the most ridiculous call AAA has ever gotten? There's got to be stories y'all share of somebody.
I haven't been able to be in the call center yet, but I know, we take those calls very seriously, and of course, I'm sure sometimes there are strange requests and all that, but you know what? That's part of being a AAA member. You get to make those requests, right? So
that's true. I mean,
any way we can help out our members, that's what we're there for.
You're telling me in the 100+ years y'all been around, there's not the famous
phone call where
the
everyone goes on
famous
hold,
scenario.
hey, Howard, pick up line 3.
It just there's gotta be, but it's
Daniel's
okay.
too
It's
good for us.
okay.
He's
Yeah.
been well trained by the 4th level Masons on this one. He's not falling for the bait.
Well, one thing we haven't really touched on is that you guys do travel planning, roadside assistance, but the discounts, you guys is pretty substantial. They have the large amount of things that people just need to ask for. It's because AAA does do a lot for your travel. What would you say is AAA's biggest discount people offer? Would it just be like hotel stays, or people don't really realize what you can get a discount in?
Yeah, so AAA branches actually house one of the largest leisure travel agencies in the U.S. So we use the purchasing power of our large membership numbers, and the power is all in the numbers there, right? That's the 57 million members, and that's used to negotiate those exclusive member discounts and benefits on travel, and of course, thousands, not just travel, but thousands of other products like restaurants and things of that nature. But I would say probably the hotel discounts. When I travel a lot for my job, and so when I'm looking to go to a hotel, to book a hotel, I will go through my AAA membership, and I usually will get, a 20-30% off what you might pay without that AAA membership.
I mean, the full list is online. It's kind of crazy what you guys have power over. And again, he kind of slipped up. Daniel, you told me you use your power.
Yeah.
You recognize you have the power, so you do stuff with it. And we've already kind of talked about in the role of government. See, they're in it.
But see, that's how they get my generation, because I can order off the Denny's senior menu now, and I've got my AARP card, so I get extra discounts. So this is how this organization can sucker in people of my generation by offering us the discounts. Well played, sir. Daniel, well played.
I mean, they have. I'm talking. You can save money on movie tickets.
What?
And your Sprint cell phone. I'm on the website.
Wait,
and
Sprint?
Yes, I'm telling you. I'm looking at the website. I hope they're not lying to me. And of course, all the driving cars. Like if you rent a car from Hertz or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like wherever you go, folks, you should just say, "What's the AAA?" What's the under the table dealing with AAA here? Because I know they're involved with every type of organization. I'm telling you, Daniel's not lying. They're powerful. You can save on a computer.
Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
The power is in the numbers. There's 57 million people that are part of it. It's growing. It's been growing each year, and more people as they learn about the services that AAA offers. That is just continues to see that membership number grow, and that just allows us to continue to reinvest and offer even better services as time goes on.
I'm actually eager. Jokes aside, I'm kind of eager to see, as Dick said, what the future holds with technology advancing. And I mean, AAA having been there, I just, a couple of things I noticed, like during World War I and II, AAA was integral in helping the military, get maps, save on rubber by promoting synthetic tires. It's so much more. That's what started the whole joke about the the Illuminati thing. 'Cause it's like you're everywhere and your fingers are in darn near everything. But you guys have been here for so long, for 100 years so far. I can't wait to see what the next 100 years bring. I myself won't be here, but
Well, people much smarter than I work in our automotive research center. That's in Southern California, and that actually they help develop vehicle smog testing practices that contributed to dramatically reducing smog and car-related pollution throughout the U.S. And that's been going on, that program, since the 1970s. The Automotive Research Center was founded in 1965. And also, they're able to test vehicles. Green Car Guide, that's where the information, if you have ever seen our Green Car Guide, that's where all of the studies are done for that. And that actually helps consumers choose which car best suits their needs if they want a car with alternative fuel or electric vehicle things, a vehicle like that'll save on fuel economy. And so there's many different and great things that come out of the Automotive Research Center. And, as I said earlier, the automated vehicles is something that we're closely monitoring, and we anticipate, to continue to learn more information in the coming days and continue to provide that information to our members as it comes along.
Awesome. Daniel, one more hardball question from Skippy. You've been very cagey with your responses, so I got to applaud you on that. But in the 80s or 90s, they added that third brake light, and they said it was safety related, but we firmly believe it's that eye of Horus, that the Illuminati, like the eye on the dollar bill. And you want to comment on that at all?
No, it's definitely safety related. Traffic safety, as I said, are one of the many ways that AAA can help everyone stay safe on the road. We have our AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety. That's a research part, or let me start over there. That is part of our research arm of the company. And so what they do is they're constantly conducting studies related to traffic safety, and to ensure that, we continue to have safer roads and communities and things of that nature. And so that's just another one of those, items, if you will, that goes along with traffic safety.
Well, we got to be wrapping it up, and it's funny that you say that because AAA is also outside of America. Is that true?
Well, they're in Canada, too.
I'm sorry?
As AAA goes into Canada, which technically they're still North America, but it's a little sly there. Yeah.
Yeah. Are y'all going to change your name soon?
And you got to think about this. So when you're traveling, if you travel outside of the United States, of course, we have cruises and trips overseas, and so we offer discounts on those as well. And that's why you should stop in, talk to that. Stop in the branch and talk to a travel agent, and they can kind of help you wherever you're going throughout the world to guide you, to get you there, and make sure you get there with some peace of mind.
Well, Daniel, thank you so much for calling in, spreading the good word of AAA.
Even though you admitted to nothing about the master plan, we respect that. We understand the need for secrecy.
We understand that you have power of 55 million members.
57.
57.
They grew 2 million since this morning.
So we encourage everybody to check out their membership. I can't believe the lowest membership is at $50. Folks, check it out. Daniel, where's the best place for people to get a membership or have questions? And I imagine you don't.
Either stop in a AAA branch, and as I said, we have several locations throughout the Houston area, and then also you can go to AAA.com and learn more about the different types of memberships and what's offered and what types of services each membership provides.
Well, there you go,
awesome.
Folks. If you're
Daniel,
not a member,
you
can steal somebody else's if you have the same name. Okay, Daniel, thank you so much. And we're going to be taking a quick break. We'll get back to you sooner than later because we have about 10 more minutes left of the show. And coming up next on Lone Star Community Radio after our last segment will be the Weekly Business Hour with Dick Schissler.
That's the other
stick
one.
Around.
Check the
That's
records,
the other
Daniel. Check the records.
No. We'll be right back.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
Back with Mornings with Lone Star with Dick and Skippy. I'm Skippy. He's the other one. And we were outfoxed by the very cagey and wily Daniel from AAA, refusing to confirm any of our suspicions about...
Confirm or deny. We should have a segment called Confirm or Deny.
Is it true?
But special shout out to Daniel at AAA. Folks, check it out online, AAA.com. It really is a great service, and especially if you have a loved one that's getting a vehicle, or if you're marrying somebody who's very attractive and smart but doesn't have AAA, you should get that for her for Christmas. Oh, man. But no, it does make a good. It makes a good gift.
I think I'm gonna go sign up now. I didn't realize they had all those perks.
Oh,
that
it's
came
nuts!
With it.
It's nuts how much they do, especially for the roadside assistance alone. Because they'll come out and lock your car for you. They'll come out do your battery. And they'll come out and do your tires. And It's especially if you're lazy. Like, it's wonderful. And
Do they have car insurance too?
Yeah.
They do.
They have insurance and all that kind of stuff. So
It's kind of one-stop shop.
I think Jake's in the market.
I am
Yeah,
in the
right.
market.
Daniel is just 57 million and one. Well played, Daniel. Taking over young minds.
Well, I don't think that
one at a
fee.
time.
I don't think that fee counts. I wonder if you're in insurance, does it count as a member? We need to get him back on the phone. We'll call him later.
Well, hey, we got to do the follow-up with Daniel. Daniel, we're on to you, man.
We got more
we went
questions.
easy on you
man.
this time, but next time, watch out.
Well, thanks for checking us out. Mornings of Lone Star. We're gonna be closing up the segment. We talked about some good stuff. I know the kneeling thing is always going to be an ongoing topic. I know this week we have a full lineup almost of guests. I know that sounds different for people, but yes. Tomorrow, our special guest is Waste Management. You know, if you didn't know, the city of Conroe is transferring its management over to Waste Management. So we're going to have a representative in the studio talking about what changes to expect if you're in the Conroe area with your trash. And then, Waste Management, I can do a conspiracy theory with Waste Management.
Go for it, Dick.
I can figure it out between now and then. But they'll be in the studio tomorrow and all that kind of stuff. So
We'll just say, Jimmy Hoffa, go. Man.
I don't know who Jimmy
Oh, my
Hoffa
God,
is.
are you kidding me? Okay.
No, I'm not kidding you.
Okay, this is, oh, dear Lord. I got to learn this young lad some stuff here, some history.
Well, I mean, but that's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow with them. Other folks coming in this week, we got, of course, the clown conventions this weekend over at La Torretta.
Really?
And so we're going to have them on the phone on Friday. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have Primrose School is going to be joining us. More times and dates will be posted to our Facebook, Mornings of Lone Star. Is there any closing comments? Because we got a couple minutes
Well,
till...
I'm looking forward to the clown convention, but I wouldn't mind a mime convention getting those guests on.
Yeah. There we go. So, let's should we wrap up the kneeling conversation? Or are we
yeah,
just going
let's
to keep
wrap up.
talking about it? Because I like the idea on Wednesday we make our projections.
Uh-huh.
Basically, folks, we're going to have a game. We're going to the hosts here are going to guess what's going to happen this week in NFL because NFL starts on Thursday this week. We're going to make our projections of kneeling. What's the next kneel going to be?
Because as Dick pointed out, someone's going to have to look at last week and say, okay, we got to do one better. I myself, my early predictions that I'll go into greater detail on Wednesday are either the Gents of the Giants will come out wearing Trump masks,
Okay.
or San Diego. Are they still in San Diego? Is their team still there?
No, they're
Chargers?
LA Chargers.
Really? Because I was a kid. Well, okay, someone's going to get Roseanne Barr to sing the national anthem, and I guarantee no one's going to take a knee. They're just going to be too busy, dodging the fruit and stuff thrown. If you don't know, look it up, Roseanne Barr national anthem. She did it once, and it was what in the trade we call a debacle.
She wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you expect?
Well, that's the whole point. The mental giant who said, hey, let's get Roseanne Barr to sing the national anthem is, I'm sure, long since found another job in the food service industry.
That's great.
So those are my early predictions for Wednesday. But on Wednesday, Dick and I will have a full slate of our projections on what teams, players, and members of the public and fans will do.
Well, what's so nice about how Jake's our anchor in this topic because he does know a little bit about it. I would love to get his ideas on Wednesday or call in or whatever, wherever you be.
I'll be here Wednesday.
And I know my projection is no one on the team is going to do anything different, but it's going to be a singer. Because once that singer knelt during that game, someone's got to one-up that because, singers are very competitive when it comes to the national anthem.
I don't know. That singer, was it a male or female?
I think it was a female.
Okay, well, this young or old lady, I guess, will suddenly find herself for about a month's worth of protest gigs and then will never be heard again in the music industry. Because you're hired is like the Titanic lookout. You were hired for one job.
Well, that's why you use a different name every time. That's why you make a fake name first time.
Well, unless who's that singer that hides her face? Psy or C or Sia? Sia, like that. Okay, that could have been her.
No one knows.
Yeah, no one knows. You could have shown her face for this national anthem and gone back because you can change your name, but you can't change your face or your voice. And that gal was hired for one job and one job only, to sing our nation's theme song, and decided to make a personal statement on it. I don't think she'll be singing too much more.
Well, if you enjoyed today's show, let us know. MWLoneStar@IRLoneStar.com. Jake, thank you so much for being here.
No, I was glad for y'all to have me in. I appreciate it.
And we look forward to having your show on Wednesday
Yeah.
at 1 o'clock. Jake from Sports Talk. If you missed today's show, for our nitty-gritty portion, you can always listen to it on demand on YouTube and also Google Play and iTunes. You know what we didn't ask? We kind of did. Is we still got 3 minutes. How did Sunday go?
Oh, Arts in the Park last
Arts in
night.
the Park at the Woodlands, man. That sounded like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people there. Woodlands Township was just awesome. They opened, had the whole thing set up for us. It was nice. Very few technical glitches because, we had to kind of do this by the seat of our pants. But with a 70-piece orchestra, Romeo and Juliet, they died just on cue. I died beautifully. It was a wonderful experience. I think they're going to have us back next year, and I think we're looking forward to getting the upcoming Conroe Shakespeare Fest put together.
Is that the ruckus I was hearing last night when I was leaving work?
I will tell you, this is not a joke. We're packing up at the end, and some cops showed up, and they were telling us that someone had called in a domestic disturbance call, and it was us, that we had projected so loud that the houses on like the far Rob Fleming Park is a big park.
Where is that at?
It's on Creekside Village, kind of like Gosling and Rayford Road area.
Yeah.
And big amphitheater, and 70-piece orchestra. But apparently, the death scenes were so loud that the cops got called, thinking it was a domestic. So they're trying to find out where the battle's going on, and it turned out to be Romeo and Juliet.
So the office I work at, it's right next to there, and I was leaving at 10 o'clock, and I was like, it was 9:30, and I was like, what is that noise?
You could have come by and seen us.
I didn't realize.
Hey, one final shout out to Anthony Weiner, who just was
great.
offered 21 months in the Pokey. Hey, Anthony.
Did he take it?
He took it. He's going to be taking it for the next 21 months. Anthony, have a lot of fun with your
There you go.
Carlos
Wrapping up the
Danger
show.
persona.
All right. Just to remind folks, we're going to have our friends from the Waste Management going to be in the studio, and they're going to be in around 9:15 on our music portion. So
Thank
I know
you, Richard.
You're welcome. Everyone, welcome. It's just so nice to be here.
There's
for you
love
guys.
today. Love you, Rich.
Special thanks to our morning show sponsor, Conroe Coffee.
Yes.
I did every one of those promotions correctly today. So, we are growing as a person.
Yeah, you usually have us as our own sponsor. So well played, Dick. Well played.
Thanks for checking this out. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8-ish. And so stick around. And come up next is going to be the weekly business hour here on Lone Star Community Radio, your community radio station.
Thanks for checking out this podcast of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. If you enjoyed this recording, make sure to check out our past shows online at irlonestar.com or their respective video or podcast formats on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes. If you have any questions regarding the show, either it being about sponsorships or questions for the host, contact the station manager at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776. This show was recorded in downtown Conroe, Texas at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios, and Lone Star Community Radio reserves all rights to this recording and images.